Heyo, welcome to the PTL. I always yell, and it's probably not a good idea. Welcome to PTL Team Builder for Week 6 against DFP, the Drunk Fraternity of Pikachu. He just kind of goes by DFP now, so, just that's it's the team and the person. It's just one amalgam of a single human being living as a drunk Bulbasaur, I think. Okay, so this week it's a tough one. I believe DFP is 3-2, as am I, but I have a better differential. I don't think he's 2-3. That'd be out of control. He's got a good team. I think he just like started rough a little bit, and then he's on a 2-win streak. Maybe he's just winning, losing, every other kind of thing. But he's got a spooky team. He's got a pretty decent matchup against me. If you look over here, I've kind of this one I just kind of built for things and then kind of looked at what was left and like what posed the biggest threats. And I've done one mock. So as it turns out, like Zygarde 10%, I just don't have a lot for on my team. Obviously, if he gets up a Dragon Dance, I have 3 things weak to ground. I have one that gets, lowered to the ground and then KO'd. I have a thing that will no longer be, I just have a Dragon type that still takes damage from a ground move. So, it could be threatening. And I don't know. I don't even know if he'll bring it, but like, just almost entirely because of Altaria. But if he wants to drink like Dragon Dance, Iron Tail, maybe hope he can kill me at +1. Then that could be a thing. And then Lycanroc is mostly just because I kind of don't really have many switch-ins and he can set up. But, I mean, I still have Zeraora. The only problem with Zeraora is if he brings a very defensive Mega Sableye or just Celebi in general, that thing's going to, be running into issues real quick. But, so, I mean, that's fine. So basically what I've done is I've just done my best. So my first member is going to be Diancie. I am just running Stealth Rock, offensive moves, and a Babiri Berry. That's the Steel Berry. So essentially, if Mega Sableye comes, this thing is 100% my lead. That's just how it'll go. If he leads Mega Sableye and I lead this, I'll probably go for a Diamond Storm first turn. Try to hopefully catch the incoming Scizor, which then I can take a steel hit from and HP Fire back. It's kind of like a niche situation because he could easily go into Celebi. Although, yeah, I mean, he wouldn't go into like Zapdos or Keldeo, or he could only go into Celebi or or Scizor. And Scizor, if depending on how offensive it is or depending on what it's doing, could be an issue. But I don't know if I can take a +2 Bullet Punch. I know I can take a Banded Bullet Punch, but if he's bulky Sword Stance, then I can definitely take one. But then Hidden Power Fire and Diamond Sword wouldn't be a 2-hit KO if he has anything more in special defense or defense than just a lot of HP bulk. So we'll see how this goes. I mean, worst case, I have a situation to set up rocks. I was really thinking like, I don't know, if he doesn't lead Mega Sableye, but he has Scizor, I'm not sure what I'll do with this thing. I mean, as I say, if he leads Mega Sableye, I'd be tempted to go for rocks on the switch, and then I would say since the Moonblast is obvious, since it might get a special defense drop, that's why Celebi wouldn't really come in, and Scizor would. But it's kind of weird. I mean, even if he brought this thing in, or if he brought Scizor in on this thing as a lead, he might think it's sashed. He might kind of suspect something's up and just U-turn out, and then take an HP Fire with a Celebi or go back into Mega Sableye or something. I don't know. So it's kind of an iffy set. But it's got a decent matchup here. I mean, I could be running screens. I could be running a little setup offense or something. Which I think like if it weren't for Scizor, I could totally do that. But since Scizor's priority steel and not just regular steel, not gonna work. So that's fine. I don't know. We'll see if that does anything. So here we have another Zeraora. It's coming similar as he does every week. I can outspeed Swallow if I max speed Adamant or whatever Lonely in this or Naughty in this case. So that's fine. I don't need to run a plus speed nature for Swallow. But I have to I can't put any EVs in bulk. I have just Electricium, Z, Plasma Fists. I have Hidden Power Ice. For Zygarde, which I think is in killable range with my HP, or assuming he runs max speed Zygarde for Starmie and Since our speed tiers actually match up really well. Look at those three: 115, 110, 108. That's awesome. I don't have 100 though, but that's fine. He has 200. He's got enough for both of us. All right. So yeah, so it's just kind of like a regular standard set. I can outspeed like around Dusk, can take the +2 Accelerock, and I don't close combat, but it's fine. I can, outspeed Swallow kill it. I can HBI Zygarde and outspeed it if it's not set up. Keldeo if it's scarfed. I don't know if I can take a hit. I can take something. I don't know. But Keldeo I can kind of force into a water or a fighting move, and then Altaria can come in. And then, yeah, Celebi is like the worst thing for this. Celebi and a defensive Sableye with Will-O-Wisp, which is why, it's just bad. But Will-O-Wisp is not the worst case. Just a little spoiler ahead, Altaria has Heal Bell, so it's not like I'm not like just running in here blind. So now I have a weird Celesteela set. So I'm running like don't look at these EVs. So like I originally had Flame Charge over Leech Seed, but it's just so hard to get a Flame Charge off that I was thinking, well, all he has is Celebi, which can't really come in on this thing, and I can Leech Seed back health. And so originally I was just like a lot of speed and a lot of attack, and then like Lycanroc's Stone Edge was very nearly a 2-hit KO. And I think I was Wakan before for the Zapdos, which is just kind of like weird. So I don't know, like I'm thinking with this bulk I can take like a non-super offensive hit from something like Zapdos. I mean, this thing can come in on Scizor, and Scizor just has to U-turn out. I can Leech Seed. Like around Dusk would have to, be set up and go for a Z move. Zygarde is obviously a threat, but Heavy Slam does a lot. So I just kind of, this thing matches up really well against his team. Zapdos is basically the worst thing, and at the very worst, I can do Leech Seed shenanigans and go into things like Altaria that I have switches for the Zapdos. Which is, like basically the main thing, because Keldeo can set up Calm Minds, I guess. It's just kind of thing. So but yeah, like I said, I'm putting in the bulk to take hits and just kind of be really annoying and kill him in Search Berry, so the Acrobatics can eventually activate against something like Keldeo and Celebi. And even like Scizor, I guess, once I can like Leech Seed it. So I want to try to keep this thing healthy rather than trying to Flame Charge, sweep them, and do whatever, which I mean could totally work, but like I want to be able to switch this thing in rather than have it come in, and then I'm dealing with, a Zapdos that I have Stone Edge for, and like sort of Swallow, but not really. Whatever. so here I have a very defensive Virizion, which I haven't nicknamed. So let's do it live, baby. It's T-Mobile, because I switched this out for something. So I have Super Max Defense and an Assault Vest. So now I can. This is my best answer for sort of Zygarde and especially Lycanroc. Because before I had Scarfed Starmie to check those things, especially if they set up, but then I had no switch-ins for them. So now I've switched it. Okay, I have a checkish switch-in now. I can Giga Drain the Zygarde to get health back, even if he Dragon Dances, whatever. It's probably not really a whatever thing. But maybe I can force him into a Dragon move, because I think it doesn't get Dragon Claw, it only gets Outrage, or something like that, maybe probably wrong. Might be thinking of a different dragon type. I mean, Swallow's a threat, but like if he'd have to be like mixed or something, because like if Swallow comes, he would want to be Specs, but then he doesn't really get like Flying Stab, So it's like I'd probably go and I have Deancey rather. So then if he's physical, he might even bring like Steel Wing for Deancey, but then he can't really hit Celesteela, which is way worse than not being able to hit it. So I'd feel Special would make more sense. But whatever, so I have Giga Drain to hit everybody, I have X-Scissor for the Celebi. Basically the only thing this thing can't do anything to is Zapdos, which is fine more or less, because Zapdos is essentially setup fodder for this Altaria set. So this Altaria set kind of doesn't do anything as long as Scizor is around, but it sets up on all his defensive guys. So Mega Sableye, as much as it will with me, I'm just Dragon Dancing, Heal Belling, and Roosting. Celebi, same thing. Zapdos, same thing. Keldeo would have to be like very specially offensive. Go Icy Wind, and I can just kill it with a return, and then try to switch out and come back in later on something Sableye and Incineroar that I can outspeed. Incineroar would have to have Iron Head, which is like fine. Maybe I prefer Arcanine to come into Incineroar if he has that tech. But that's fine. I mean, Slurpuff, yeah, like a physical or like a Calm Mind Slurpuff could, I guess, mess me up a bit. I mean, if it gets unburdened, then it's like, okay, like, it'll outspeed everything. And then if it has, like, Flamethrower, Dazzling Gleam, Surf, Calm Mind, it would hit my whole team. And then, my special attackers couldn't hit it as hard, even though I have no special attackers. I literally have T-Mobile and Deancey, which neither of which are offensive, for my special attackers, which just seems to be a weird theme. So it's interesting, but I think it'll do all right. I don't know. I mean, it's like there's a lot of different things I could do with Deancey. I could run, or sorry, with Altaria, I could run the fire move, or so I could just run special in general, run Hyper Voice, Flamethrower, Toxic, Roost. Forego the Heal Bell because those two moves hit everything really well. I really kind of should do that, but I kind of want to sweep him. I don't know. I feel like I can sweep him better than I can do that. If I'm in some situation where I'm like, damn, I wish I had Flamethrower on Altaria, because it's like Scissor's going to come in and bull punch me anyways. Like, how often am I going to get Flamethrower unless I'm at full health? Whatever, then I'll just switch out into Arcanine. So Arcanine is Intimidate, mostly defensive. Flamethrower, Toxic, Morning Sun, Roar. So I can roar out setup. I could roar out the Slurpuff. I can Toxic everything except for Scizor, which I don't need to worry about. I can't Toxic Mega Sableye either, but I have 2 Fairy types to switch into Sableye and 1 to set up on, and 1 to feel just really comfortable in. So yeah, it's like Toxic Incineroar, Flamethrower, Scizor, Roar out, Slurpuff. The Villion's not coming. If it is, I roar it out. Toxic, Flamethrower, the Celebi, Morning Sun. Hopefully, if he's not too offensive or like Nasty Plot or something, then I can Morning Sun on his hits and Flamethrower Toxic Toxic Zapdos if it's not sub, roar it out if it is sub. Keldeo is kind of a threat. Toxic it as it switches in, going to Gilgamesh or T-Mobile. Hope for the best. I mean, like Keldeo with Icy Wind is scary, but I don't know if it'll be choiced or not. Then Lycanroc and Zygarde are both kind of iffies. I have Intimidate if I need to like come in to intimidate them so something else can live a hit and kind of Noble Sacrifice Arcanine. That'll be fine. So once again, we're in a situation where it's like my team has the ability to win, but I need to play well. I need to make the right predictions. Once I see his team, I can go from there. We haven't battled yet. We're supposed to kind of battle today, I think. Hopefully, in theory. But, so I'm just recording this beforehand. So like I said, it'll be tough. It'll depend on... I'd be very surprised at... I really don't know if Zygarde and Lycanroc need to come. I think that's kind of the point, is they both serve very similar roles. Lycanroc even gets like the ground drill run, and Zygarde it's tough for Zygarde, especially without a Z, to run a Dragon move because it usually has to lock itself in or lack a lot of power. So it'll be interesting. I feel like one of those two will come, and they're both like equally threatening, which is why they're both red. But if they both come, I mean that's a lot of that's like a loss of defensive momentum for him, and that could open something up for me. I really don't think Swallow will come, which is why it's yellow, because I haven't prepped for it well. Like it's one of those things where. Like I said, the colors represent how my team matches up to them rather than how threatening I see them in general or how much I expect them to come. Because I expect Mega Sableye has a pretty good chance of coming. Just to kind of lock down Zero Aura and to block Leech Seeds from Mega Sableye. And Will-O-Wisp me if necessarily. So whatever. Like I said, we'll have to see how it goes. I'll have to play well, and then I'll record it, and then you'll watch it right after this, or you'll skip to this part because I put it in the description because I'm not a sociopath. So thanks for watching up to this point if you have, and see you in the battle. Ooh, all right, here's the battle. This happened weeks ago. I'm horribly behind on the schedule, but only the people I post these to watch them anyway, so it's fine. So here's the team you brought. Did I predict these ones? More or less. I kind of said Lycanroc or Zygarde. I didn't expect both. And also, I don't remember really... I know what happened in this battle, but I don't remember when or why. So we're just going to experience it together and see what happens. I don't even remember what I led. So let's see it. So he leads Slurpuff. It's not the right name. Then I lead Sully. Oh, this is a good matchup. I can Leech Seed. I can Heavy Slam. I select to Leech Seed. Because things. So he has Zapdos now. He could probably U-turn or Volt Switch. So I'm just going to go into Zera. on an extrasensory. Interesting play, predicting, who knows, just neutral damage. Maybe he doesn't have Heat Wave. So I get health back, so that's good to go. I can actually bulk up on this Zapdos because I will be getting health back. And so I'm looking pretty good. I'm like, is he Focus Sash Endeavor? Let's Fire Punch. So I do that, and then I believe he actually was. I believe he told me he was Focus Sash Endeavor. So I was like, ooh, this is great. But Exingleam did do a lot, and now this thing comes in here, and okay, like you already know what's gonna happen. Yeah, he's Scarfed. So I don't like pausing in the middle of animations, but whatever. So yeah, he was obviously Scarfed there. But here's like the kind of problem. I should have gone Virizion. 100%. You go Virizion there. Zera could maybe take a Bullet Punch from Scizor. It can outspeed the bird thing. It can outspeed Swellow. It can outspeed Zapdos, and then I'll learn this thing is Scarf. I just clicked a move, so like that's a bad play, and it's put me a little bit back because yeah, I took out Slurpuff. It didn't get a webs up or anything, but like Slurpuff for Zera is not a good trade. So I mean, I do learn he's Scarfed for sure, but I think I clicked a move and I was like, wait, he's probably Scarfed. Damn. Whatever, so I couldn't limit that to +1. So I go into Arcanine. I know I can get damage on this thing. I can burn it. I can Toxic it. I can heal up. So I mean that does a lot. So I'm thinking he's probably like Choice Scarf to Adamant. That did more than I was expecting for sure. But that's okay. So now I can Morning Sub here. Morning Sun here. Yeah, it's spoiled what happened because I remembered. So he's gonna substitute. I did consider Roaring on this turn, but I just figured like, well, maybe he just like is dumb. He's not dumb. He's DFP. He knows what he's doing. So that's bad. So now I have to take a Thunderbolt here. It does, half. And that's extra bad. And guess who I Roar him out into? Yeah, Zygarde 10%. Well, guess what? I don't think like, Scizor was the only good Roar I could have gotten there. I'm pretty sure Specs Swallow takes me out. I'm pretty sure, I mean, Zapdos is bad again. I can at least heal on Zapdos. But that was more or less a 50-50. So now I can go into Virizion. I can tank 1,000 arrows because I'm physically defensive and Assault Vest. So now Scizor comes in. Should I have HP fired? Yes, but I doubled into Altaria, and I don't know why. Bad play there. So now I have to go into Arcanine and intimidate him. And here he Swords Dance. So I kind of like that double into Altaria was silly. I don't know what my thought process there was, like, at all. I thought maybe Swellow would come in, but that's still not even that great. Zapdos would. Why would Zapdos come in on a Virizion? I don't know. So that was bad. So now he gets this free Swords Dance up. He's only at +1, but here I should have just roared. Honestly, I didn't think anything. I thought either okay, I'll damage him, or he'll just have to switch out, or what. But he is Akaberry, lives a flamethrower, of course, and barely kind of, and then Baton passes out. So I'll go, oh, this is not great. So here's this thing. Now it doesn't need to Swords Dance. So he Stone Edges me, it kills me. That sucks. So now I'm going to go into Virizion because I know I am super defensive. I can live the +1 Zen Headbutt, and I'm going to flinch. So game ends there, honestly. Like what are we going to do? Because now he retains his Z move. He can... If he might have, he probably has Drogon or Iron Head to kill Diancie. He can Z move either Altaria or Celesteela. Basically, I'm gonna have to pick which one to sack and think which one can survive better, because now that Virizion is dead. Yeah, so he's not gonna miss his Zen Head, but he goes for 2. He's not gonna miss the Stone Edge. So I'm gonna go into Celesteela. I probably could have doubled into Diancie, forced him to waste his this thing, and then I don't know from there. I don't think I was I don't think I was whatever rock autotomized, so I couldn't have autotomized and then done stuff. So I'm gonna go on Altaria, and right now he should be at low health from the Gauger Drain or whatever. So I'm gonna Dragon Dance, which is silly because I didn't EV this thing to outspeed him at +1. So he's actually just multiple things are wrong. So I Roost there, and now he's gonna Stone Edge in case I Dragon Dance Roost again, and he just outspeeds me, kills me. But great. So had I outsped him, it's I would have been 55% health. Scizor just comes in. I'm sure it had Bullet Punch. So the game was totally definitely over. So I'm actually gonna take a Stone Edge and
Diamond Storm, this guy. So I don't know. He'll never miss a Stone Edge in his life. He crits the thing. I miss a Diamond Storm there, which is like super dope and cool. At least you got the defense boost. It's just insult to injury. This was not a good match. He basically just, he pretty much just swept me with Lycanroc, which was like a distinct possibility. I did Zen Headbutt was like a great bring because I was convinced that Rizion would have handled it, and also had I brought Starmie instead of Rizion, which was the last second change I made, I would have just outsped Lycanroc and taken a +1 thing. So Starmie had a much better matchup than I was getting it credit for. And that kind of undid me, but then there's Zen Headbutt flinch. So it's like my ideals weren't wrong, but he definitely he had a slight prep advantage. My plays with Arcanine were bad. I couldn't have predicted Akaberry Baton Pass. Like that's just like that's just something that happens. So I won't say he deserved it, but like he definitely didn't deserve it. It wasn't like, oh, he brought trash and I had all the momentum, and it was like I probably would have still lost, but like one, it would have been differential play with Brizion not going down, and I don't know, just like things. I mean, we saw how much the Stone Edge did to Diancie, depending on what his last move was. It seems like I could have taken any hit, so I could have gone straight into Diancie and even taken a Splinter and Storm Shard, because Splinter and Storm Shard isn't 200 base power, and Stone Edge was not a 2-hit KO, so presumably it doesn't do more than double damage. I kill him. So then I have Celsteela, I have Altaria at full health, and between those two, I can try to like play against the Zapdos and do something. Maybe Altaria can get a boost and do something. I don't know. That's a lot of theory mining, but like this was a very defeating match for me. Because so I lost a Salty 1-0 on like basically a misplay. So it's like I had two 1-0 close losses that I both lost on misplays, and then I was like, okay, well, like I'm still in it, like whatever, like and then I get a 4-0 because of hacks that like maybe I probably couldn't have won. Like I'll be the first to admit that, but like maybe it could have been a 2-0, maybe it could have been a 3-0, anything. It's just like it was just like a morale kick, and that's part of the reason why I didn't like upload. So I had a bunch of shit going on, but like I could have like recorded probably this one and the following weeks. Like I could have been up to week 7, and not been behind like 5 weeks. I could have only been behind like 3. So whatever. So he wins. We drop to 3-3. Plus whatever the hell, I don't know, plus like 9 or something like that. Plus 8 maybe. I don't know. It wasn't great. We're even now. There were still undefeated teams at the time. Like, it was just a bunch of shit. Like I was just like, well, like I know I'm not out of it. Like realistically, obviously, like I could end the season. What do we do? 15 battles. I could end the season 12-3. There's 9 weeks left. Like I could end the season 10-5 and still have a differential play. There's a bunch of shit going on. So I was just like, I was unhappy. So that's fine. Like, it's still can bounce back. I think we play Will Viva La Pasco the following week. I ended up playing some battles out of order, so like I don't really remember, but we have an opponent who I think we can beat and get like some good going back again. So that was it. I don't know. It was bad battle. Like I didn't play great. The game punished me for it. DFP punished me for it. It was just like I don't know what happened there. Especially in hindsight. Hindsight was just like out of control. Like bad for this one. So whatever. We'll learn from our mistakes. Try to consider options a little better when you see. Like. My reactionary skills were terrible in this. I'm like, Scizor is in on a Arcanine. Like, what could he possibly be doing here? Why would he have Swords Danced with a Scizor when I have Arcanine on the team still? He's not going to Bullet Punch sweep me. Like, I could have like pieced together the Baton Pass or the Akaberry or something. Obviously, like, Zygarde coming in on Zera after 2 seconds when it's at 30% plus 1 defense. Obviously, like, he's not going to E-speed me, or maybe he's banded. I don't know what the calc is on that. So it's like it's just one of those things. So just gotta play reactionary better, like take the context clues of the battle and bounce back. So thanks for watching. I'll see if we did bounce back. I know if I did because I'm from the future. That doesn't make sense. Whatever. Bye.